Great players don't have to tell people they're great.
Yeah,
That's true. You let fans do that. You let people debate it on talk radio and podcasts. You know, players don't have to do that. You know, that we all know you're great. You don't have to tell us.
And then like the generation, they talk so much shit about the game today. And it make you go back and watch the game back then. And it makes you not even want to appreciate it no more like I did when I was a kid. Like, it was like.
And it's just basketball. At the end of the day, it's just basketball.
Yeah, I'm 10, 12 years in, I got 4 MVPs and 4 championships. Like, but do I still want to do this shit? You know what I'm saying?
You know how hard it is.
Some people say, I want to go play baseball.
Magic Johnson drew a clear line in the sand, and in doing so, placed LeBron James and Kevin Durant firmly on the opposite side. His frustration with load management erupted publicly, aimed directly at modern superstars who sit out games while continuing to earn enormous salaries, and the reaction across the league was immediate. Fans and players alike took notice, and the debate quickly became heated. The timing intensified the backlash, as LeBron and Durant had recently joked on their podcast about Michael Jordan's legacy, seemingly dismissing the sacrifices earlier generations made to build the NBA. That moment prompted Magic to stop defending his era and instead confront the issue head-on. At Michael Jordan's 60th birthday celebration in February 2023, Magic pulled Jordan aside for a private 30-minute conversation focused on a topic that had been troubling them for years. What followed made the issue deeply personal and impossible to ignore. Magic connected load management directly to respect. Respect for the fans who save their money, show up consistently, and helped turn the NBA into a global powerhouse. He voiced what many in today's league avoid acknowledging. The legends who built the game played night after night with far less medical support, without excuses, shortcuts, or scheduled rest. That reality, he argued, still resonates and still stings.
You hate it.
I hate it. I dislike it. It's about your team, where you stand. You're losing games when you sit out.
Yes.
And so I dislike it. I hope they get rid of it. It's about your ego, your passion, your love for the game. It's about those fans who, like you said, pay their hard-earned money to watch you play this game of basketball.
Modern players benefit from resources the previous generation could barely imagine, including full training staffs, elite recovery facilities, personal chefs, and sports science teams working non-stop. None of that existed for earlier legends who earned far less money yet still showed up to play every night. There were no complaints about workload, no excuses, and no shortcuts, just pride and responsibility. This contrast is what made Magic Johnson's later encounter with Michael Jordan overseas feel like the debate coming full circle. Magic later shared details from that private conversation on Byron Scott's Fast Break podcast in March 2025, revealing a statement from Jordan that perfectly captured the old-school mindset. Jordan told him, "We wanted to play in every game," a line that wasn't about branding or public image, but about pride and respect for the game. That sentiment underscored the generational divide and reignited the broader discussion across the basketball world. The tension escalated on July 1, 2025, when Kevin Durant and LeBron James appeared together on LeBron's Mind the Game podcast and took a carefully worded shot at Jordan without mentioning him by name. The remarks were polished and indirect, but the message was clear. Durant spoke about longevity, implying that playing longer somehow signified greater toughness, and LeBron immediately laughed in agreement. The underlying comparison framed Jordan's retirements as walking away, while positioning LeBron's extended career as evidence of superior dedication. Durant's attempt to soften the argument with a casual baseball analogy glossed over the historical context, leaving out the key details that fundamentally change how the comparison should be understood.
I don't know why these guys, because if you look at his record, he almost played every game like 5 or 6 times throughout his career, he didn't miss one game.
Yeah.
Pat Riley or our trainer, Gary Beatty, had to make sure that they said, no. B, don't put on your uniform. Don't come sitting on that bench, because you would want to play, because you want to play for your guys and with your guys.
Mm-hmm.
It's a difference now, right? And fans see it, and fans are reacting to low management. They don't get to see their stars.
Yeah, I'm 10, 12 years in. I got 4 MVPs and 4 championships. Like, but do I still want to do this shit? You know what I'm saying?
You know how hard it is.
Some people say, I want to go play baseball.
Michael Jordan did not step away from basketball because he lost his passion for the game. He left in the aftermath of a devastating personal tragedy, the violent robbery and murder of his father, James Jordan, which completely altered his world. Ignoring that context is not thoughtful analysis. It comes across as deeply disrespectful. James Jordan was the driving force behind Michael's relentless pursuit of greatness, and his sudden loss shook him to his core. Jordan walked away at the absolute peak of his powers, not out of boredom or fatigue, but to honor his father's memory and pursue the baseball dream they had spoken about together for years. That context matters, and it fundamentally changes how his retirement should be understood. Because of that history, Kevin Durant's casual remark about playing baseball, followed by LeBron James' laughter, struck many as cold rather than clever. The moment felt less like playful debate and more like a dismissal of one of the most painful chapters of Jordan's life. By stripping away the personal tragedy behind Jordan's decision, the comment reduced a deeply emotional sacrifice into a throwaway podcast joke, and the reaction was swift. Fans and former players noticed immediately, and the backlash escalated quickly. Stacey King, a 3-time NBA champion alongside Jordan, responded without hesitation. He mocked the discussion by sarcastically labeling it the Crimea River podcast before delivering a pointed statistic that cut through the noise. LeBron James has completed just one full 82-game season in his career, while Jordan did it 9 times. No load management, no extended rest, and no appeals for sympathy, just consistency and accountability. Kwame Brown went even further, reminding audiences that Jordan's retirement came immediately after winning his 3rd straight championship.
Players don't have to tell people they're great.
Yeah,
You let fans do that. You let people debate it on talk radio and podcasts. That's why I say it's a Crimea River podcast, because you're crying and moaning.
But so let's see what Kevin Durant said right here, man. I think this was the stupidest shit. I just think he should have did a little more research, and I think that was distasteful, because now MJ and his family, I think Kevin Durant should apologize for this, to be honest with you. And I think that's kind of whack that Kevin Durant said he's a student of the game, but how did you not know this information?
This moment was not an isolated incident. Kevin Durant and LeBron James have a well-documented history of dismissing criticism from the older generation. In January 2021, Durant lashed out on Instagram, saying that them old heads need to go enjoy retirement, and LeBron echoed a similar attitude years later on his podcast in May 2025. That mindset has come to define much of the modern era, where legends are often labeled as bitter simply for pointing out uncomfortable truths, chief among them that today's stars are far less willing to play every night. Durant reinforced this stance again in April 2023 by downplaying the physicality of the 1980s and 1990s, as if it were insignificant. Magic Johnson's career, however, stands as a direct rebuttal to those claims. Over 13 seasons, he played 906 regular season games before his career was cut short at age 32 for reasons far beyond basketball. There was no load management and no scheduled rest, just a nightly commitment to showing up. That reality still resonates today. During the 1986-87 season, when Magic won the MVP award, he appeared in 80 games, the highest total of...
And I loved it growing up. I mean, shit. the older generation, they make you not want to love the game that I grew up watching.
Right.
Seeing, Charles Barkley play in Phoenix, like take his talents to Phoenix and help them get to the finals was like so fucking dope. And then like the generation, they talk so much shit about the game today.
Yeah.
And it make you go back and watch the game back then, and it makes you not even want to appreciate it no more like I did when I was a kid. Like it's like
I go back and watch a lot of those 90s film, 80s stuff, and they play physical, but I just think they got away with a lot of flagrant fouls, and I think that's why they call their era more physical.
When these comparisons are placed alongside today's NBA, the contrast becomes uncomfortable very quickly. LeBron James has completed just one full 82-game season in his entire career. Kawhi Leonard has missed 298 regular season games since entering the league and has not played both ends of a back-to-back since April 2017. Even more striking, in 2024, not a single NBA All-Star played all 82 games, something that would have been almost unthinkable in earlier eras. The gap in availability alone highlights how dramatically the league's culture has shifted. The financial difference only amplifies the argument. Magic Johnson earned roughly $40 million over his entire Hall of Fame career, with a peak annual salary of about $3 million. By comparison, LeBron James has already surpassed $55 million in NBA salary alone. When adjusted for inflation, Magic's entire career earnings are comparable to what some modern stars make in just 2 seasons. Magic has addressed this disparity directly, framing it as an issue of respect for fans who spend their hard-earned money to see stars play. In his view, being paid to do something you love comes with an obligation to show up whenever you are able. Charles Barkley reinforced that message bluntly, pointing out that NBA players are not working physically punishing jobs like steel mills, yet people in those professions still show up every day despite being exhausted. Michael Jordan echoed the same philosophy in October 2025, stating that if he was physically able to play, sitting out was never an option. For him, duty, respect, and proving himself nightly defined how the game was supposed to be played. Magic later echoed that stance on FS1's Speak in December 2024, directly linking load management to declining viewership, arguing that fans tune out when the league's biggest stars aren't on the court. Magic also highlighted another shift that reflects the modern NBA's softer edges, the decline of true rivalry.
Make $1 million, and now these guys are so lucky and blessed, and they can't play basketball 3 or 4 days a week.
It shouldn't be needed, first and foremost. I never wanted to miss a game because it was an opportunity to prove. The fans are there to watch me play. I want to impress that guy way up on top who probably worked his ass off to get a ticket. Physically, if I can't do it, then I can't do it. But physically, if I can do it and I just don't feel like doing it, that's a whole different lens.
After leaving Golden State, Kevin Durant's path did not become more challenging. It became more unstable. He forced his way out of Brooklyn and later landed in Phoenix when pressure mounted again, a pattern that critics find difficult to reconcile with his subtle jabs at Michael Jordan's retirements. LeBron James's career arc is viewed through a similar lens. When adversity arose in Cleveland early on, he left for Miami. When that situation began to cool in 2014, he returned to Cleveland, and when that championship window closed, he moved on to Los Angeles. In each case, detractors argue, there was always an escape route available whenever circumstances became uncomfortable. That pattern stands in sharp contrast to Magic Johnson's career. In just 13 seasons, Magic won 5 championships, reached the NBA Finals 9 times, and earned 3 MVP awards without ever publicly complaining about fatigue, minutes, or the need for rest days. The shift in league culture has become so pronounced